nuanced word choices, quick and easy. Like, really easy. 74% of students say that Grammarly saves them over 1 hour a week. Grammarly can even check billions of websites for unintentional plagiarism all at once. Now, maybe your all-nighters don't have to go all night. And when you're ready, you can send off that paper with confidence. Grammarly makes writing your best easy, and it doesn't end when school does. We can help with a job you just landed too. Congrats, by the way. Grammarly. Better writing made one click simpler.
Man, look at this cable bill.
Well, what if I told you that you could get home internet from Verizon?
Verizon does home internet?
Verizon does home internet, and it's only $25 a month.
Can you tell me more?
Oh, well, there's no hidden fees, no equipment charges, and no annual contracts.
See a cable?
Yeah, $25 a month for home internet. The price is the price, and it's locked in guaranteed. No surprises.
I'm gonna switch.
Verizon Home Internet. No annual contracts, no hidden fees. Starting at $25 with select unlimited plans. The internet you want at a price you'll love.
Keegan is a little ball of fire, and the fire comes out the top of her head with her red hair. She just loves life. She was barely a year old, and each night she would wake up and she would be screaming in pain. So I would ask her, "What is wrong?" And all she would do is just pat her leg. And after 6 months, and it was 18 doctors' visits.
And live.
Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks that look like you. If you're new to our show, we cover the geek news beat and share our opinions with you, which you always have a lot of. I'm your host, Chuck, and with me we have our special guest who's always regularly here now, Randy.
What's up, Geek Beast? I'm kind of a regular now, aren't I?
You are a regular. I'm gonna start calling you the special
Right,
guest.
yeah, you don't have to be nice to me no more. Like back in the day when your friends used to come over. The first
Yeah. You come over and drink all the Kool-Aid. Now I get
Drink all
angry
the
at
Kool-Aid.
you because I get
Right.
nothing for it. Yeah, you're that guy.
Hey,
You're
come
that
in,
guy.
eat up all the Kool-Aid, eat up all the chips. What's going on today in this geek space, fam?
Okay, we're gonna go jump into the news. If you're watching the news for the first time, you can participate in the chat. We will call it out from time to time as we talk about the stuff we're talking about. The first thing up, to no surprise, Arcane won Best Animation at the Emmys. Is anybody really surprised by that?
Oh, and quite honestly, the competition isn't even close. Arcane is blowing everything out of the water as far as like the visual of the animation. It's not even close. I can't even think, and we've watched a lot of animation. Don't get me wrong, there's some great stuff out there, but Arcane is just playing at another level.
Yes, it is. It is. It's 3D animation with a 2D look, with 2D effects in it that has never been seen before on screen.
Okay, just looking at the chat, Defunct said he is getting an echo from both of us.
Oh, interesting.
I
I don't know why. Maybe Rodney has something going on there. But okay.
Yeah.
No more echo. Echoes are gone. So it's sweet.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're good. But yeah,
We're
man, Arcane is just beautiful to look
Mhm.
at. It's just like wow.
So people that know what Arcane is a popular Netflix animated series based on the hit game League of Legends, which is one of the world-winning best MOBAs. And that's what does MOBA mean? I just forgot. I've been brain farting all day today.
I have no idea.
Multiplayer online battle arena. That's what it is.
Okay.
Battle arena. I was like, it's battle arena, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a game that's set up kind of like basketball, where there's one team of players, there's another team of players, champions. They call them champions.
Really?
And y'all actually battle each other, taking over different posts and trying to take over the goal post at the very end.
So did they just kind of create a story that you
They did.
for the animation?
So they a lot of the characters that are in the anime are champions from the game.
Okay.
So a lot of the characters are champions. And so they put them in the game and they're telling their story. So they used to do a lot of short form stuff where they'll tell you like a little bit about the story to get you excited about the new champion that's about to be released, like a teaser or trailer for a new character, and people will play that character. And what happened was somebody said, hey, let's make a long form version and blow the budget on this. And they worked with this French studio and they made Arcane.
Turn it into the animation, the cartoon Arcane. Okay, that's dope. Yeah, because the story is really good too. We reviewed it on Bingeworthy, and I believe we gave it a full binge out. But
Yeah,
the story's good. I'm looking forward to season 2, but them damn visuals, man, I can't say enough about how great it looks.
Yes.
So the Emmys don't always get everything right, but this one they did.
Yeah, they got this right. They got it right. Like, so Pascal and Armand, they directed most of the stories. It's the first actual Western animation that takes anime things and do it right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like get nailed doing things right.
Yeah, man. They stuck the landing. On season 1, they did for sure.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't say anything bad about Arcane.
So it's Riot Games and Fortiche is the name of the animation studio. Fortiche Productions. They're a French studio. They're in Paris, and they worked with Riot Games here in California,
Man.
and they made this beautiful piece of artwork.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Definitely. If you have not seen Arcane, yeah, that's your homework for the weekend. Yeah, you definitely need to do that.
So Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers delivers first TV movie Emmy for animated film, first top program win for Disney Plus.
The first one for
The
Disney
first one. So
Plus?
Disney Plus put a lot of stuff straight to streaming,
Yeah,
and
they
Chip
did.
and Dale won the first one. And I'm not saying that's not without merit, because Chip and Dale does a lot of interesting things.
I didn't see Chip and Dale, so I don't know.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Is
It
it?
takes what made Roger Rabbit so lovable and pushes it to the next level. It is if I could take the Amazing Adventures of Gumball and turn it into a movie that's
love Amazing
Disney-fied
Adventures of
that
Gumball.
actually makes sense, and they did it. They
Mm.
did it. Because, I mean, when you watch it, you get a cameo of a bunch of characters from our childhood in the 80s. It is an
Okay.
homage to the 80s and
So
90s.
80s babies is
Yeah.
It's a love letter to 80s babies.
It is.
Okay.
And they have like ugly Sonic in it. So they touched Sonic the Hedgehog that the film didn't use and put him in this. And he's integral to the story, and it's great watching it.
Okay, so that's my homework then, is to watch Chip and Dale.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The storytelling's even good.
Okay. So with all the bangers that Disney Plus has dropped, this is the first one.
This is the first one. Because they take
Oh.
live action elements, 3D animation, 2D animation, put it all together, shake it in the bag, and bam, you got this.
So I'm going to ask you, are we now in the era of streaming? And when I mean the era of streaming, are all the notable shows and series on streaming services? Are they going to
Well,
nominate
not
the
all of
Emmys and
them.
Golden Globes?
You know, there are companies trying to preserve movie theaters because there's something special about the movie theater experience.
The mirror experience, but the Emmys are for television. So the
Emmys are for television,
yeah, so I was
yes.
just more
So they're off of
Emmys
TV,
and the
it's off
television,
of
like
Mhm.
the Golden Globes.
Yes, it's totally things that are on TV. If they're not on streaming by the Emmys come, they will not be nominated for an Emmy.
I think so. I think that's where we
Yeah.
are now, man.
Yeah, I mean, you have two generations of teenagers and children that have never watched a TV show.
I can believe it.
They've never seen an ad on TV.
And well, and kids don't even necessarily watch TV. I know my daughter watches clips of everything. It's like
Yeah.
she likes watching things in clips. But I'm trying to think. So until we reviewed, what was it? What was that? The Philadelphia school teacher. What was the show? That was the only
Abbott
Elementary. That was the only network television show that I had watched in years. I think I watched Big Bang, and then I watched Abbott Elementary. Other than that, I've never watched. I don't watch any network television. And even as far as the cable networks, right? I mean, HBO, of course, it's the mainstay. But shit, it's HBO Max, right? So we're watching those on streaming. So it's Disney Plus, it's Netflix, it's all the streaming services. I think that's where we are.
We are there because Abbott Elementary, even when it dropped, similar to Game of Thrones, it dropped online as it first
I watched
airs.
it on Hulu. I did not
Lord of the
watch
Rings,
it when it
Rings
was
of
coming on.
Power.
Right.
When it drops almost simultaneous. Like there are Netflix is notoriously known to drop Korean shows when they launch in Korea the same day. Simulcast it. Boom. Drop them both. You get it streaming in America. You may be live in Korea. It gets 24 hours, 48 hours in Korea, only on the network, and then it comes out 48 hours later. But if you're in the American region, it's there the same day it launches.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I think we are past the whole TV era. You know, we are.
Era. I find it so interesting. I call my parents, I call my uncle, and I talk to them, and they'll be like, "I'm like, is that a commercial?" I get disgusted.
Me too. I can't watch
y'all watch commercials.
Like what?
And it'd be like I'll be at the house watching, and we're watching a TV show. I swear there's like 5 commercial breaks in 3 minutes.
I
Like,
don't know
wow, these
how many
commercial
stars.
breaks.
Right. Man, it would drive me crazy. That's why when Netflix was, or they are proposing, having ads on shows, I'm like, who the hell would want to do that? I get it. It's a lower cost, but no, I'm not watching it. You got
Mm-mm. I get angry because I have commercials in my Hulu because Verizon covers it, and I'm like,
Oh,
yo, y'all got to cover the higher thing. I
no.
will give up ESPN to get a better version of
See,
Hulu because the sports I watch is F1, and I watch all that on YouTube.
see,
So I
I've
don't need you to do this for me.
I've got mine through Sprint, and they give me the regular ones. So I don't have commercial when I watch my Hulu.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
But I don't get ESPN, and I don't
I
get
get ESPN and Disney Plus.
I don't get those. I just get the full version, the ad-free version of Hulu.
Yeah. So Chadwick Boseman receives the Posthumous Emmy for Marvel's What If. You think that was worth it? You think that was a throwaway? Because on Saturday, this is who he beat Postmaster's Award for voiceover work. He was going against Jeffrey Wright for What If,
Ooh.
F. Murray Abraham for Moon Knight, Maya Rudolph for Big Mouth, Julie Andrews for Bridgerton, Stanley Tucci for Central Park, Jessica Walters for Archer.
Well,
And they gave it to
don't get
Boseman.
me wrong. I was a huge Archer fan the earlier seasons. The latter seasons I haven't enjoyed as much. The really only competition that I thought from that list that you named was Jeffrey Wright in What If, because Jeffrey Wright is the narrator for What If. He was amazing. He understood the mission and he stuck the landing. But Jeffrey Wright does that in every project that he's in. I've never seen Jeffrey Wright be like,
I think Jessica Walters wins whatever she's in.
I just thought her role in Archer for the last season was like,
So I don't know. I mean, she was dying at the time when she did it.
I think they gave her that, and I thought maybe they would have given her it for that. But I haven't enjoyed Archer since the one when he went into the coma, and then all the subsequent seasons were like dream seasons and
Dream sequences of the coma.
he finally came out of it, but it just wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same. It got kind of recycled itself in different scenarios.
Yeah, but I mean, Chadwick was good, and he was good in What If. He wasn't. He was only in
He
one.
doesn't beat Jeffrey Wright in What If.
I don't think he did. I didn't think he beat Jeffrey Wright, because Jeffrey Wright was the narrator and he had his.
I don't think he beats Maya Rudolph in Big Mouth. I think she's the star of that show.
I haven't seen Big Mouth. I haven't seen Big Mouth, so I can't comment on that. But if it was anything close, we know why he got it. I mean,
yeah, he passed away, and they gave it to him.
Passed away.
And they love him.
His game, and yeah,
they love him.
So we got some info from the chat. Defunct says even Disney is forcibly cutting my cable by moving Dancing with the Stars to streaming instead of broadcast.
Yeah,
man,
that's true.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I'm happy the Chadwick won it. I'm not saying necessarily he deserves it or not, but we know why he get it, and I'm not gonna speak ill of the late great Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong.
And him as Star-Lord was an interesting take.
His Star-Lord was a good take. I enjoyed his Star-Lord.
He brought a certain dignity to that role that you was like,
he did.
Wherever T'Challa / Chadwick Boseman goes, he's regal, right? And he's going to do an exemplary job. So I did like that interpretation of it. But
so the Emmys weren't the only award shows we had. We also had the Hugo Awards.
Explain to the people what the Hugo Awards are, sir.
The Hugo Awards is a fantasy book, novelist, science fiction, fantasy awards ceremony.
So it's like the Oscars or the Pulitzer for like sci-fi.
For sci-fi and fiction. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we got on the list for it?
So what came out? Best Novel of the Year, A Desolation Called Peace by Arcane Martin. I haven't read it. It's on Tor Publisher, but it was the best novel of the year. Okay. And it beat out The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers. Mm-hmm. Life from Uncommon Stars, which I do like, is good. And that's by Rika Aoki. A Master of Dejin. I haven't read it. It's on my list. And that's by P. Degley Clark. Project Hail Mary by Adam Ware. I have that. I just bought that like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't read it yet. and it's She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. I heard that's really good.
All right.
So I guess I gotta buy a Desolation Called Peace because now I'm curious.
Me too. I guess I've got to add some things to the book list. I need
Yep.
an Audible account. Audible.
Yep.
Sponsor the Geeks Network.
Yes, that'd be great. There's the best novella, which is A Song for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. So that's interesting, the novella one. And then it's like the best novelette. What's the difference between a novelette and a novella? Isn't it the same thing?
Something that the marketing department came up with. That's
a novelette.
But Chad, help us out. What's the difference between a novella and a novelette? Maybe it's the length.
Maybe. I'm curious.
Let's see. What's the difference? Let's look it up.
Novella versus novelette. A novelette is longer than a short story, which usually has more word range between 1,000 and 7,500 words, and a flash fiction, which is usually under 1,000 words.
So we were close. It's the length.
It's the length. Yep.
Yeah.
So, a matter of fact, I'm looking at flash fiction's 553 to 1,000 words. Short stories 3,000 words, 3,500 words to 7,500 words. A novelette is 7,500 words to 17,000 words. And a novella is 17,000 words to 4,000 words. And a novel is anything over 4,000 words.
Okay, so yeah, it's the length.
That's a lot of categories for books. Jesus.
Well, it's probably something that's more published.
Yes, it's for publishers. That's how they, they can give out more awards.
Exactly.
So, Best of the Lost Ark, Susan Palmer won Best Novelette, and Best Short Story. The winner was Where Oaken Hearts Do Gather by Sarah Pinkster. One thing that's showing up common in the Hugo Awards this year, everybody knows there's science fiction and fantasy books, and women are crushing it in this category.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear that. Ronnie said NK Jasmine won for
Jemison. Yes, NK Jemison won for Far Sector.
Yep.
And that's best graphic novel.
Yeah, graphic story or comic.
Thank NK. You know, that's a black person. That's a person of color.
Yeah.
Give it up to the person of color.
Yeah. Always.
You know?
Here. The Geeks.
I want to get I want to get the pronouns right. I think she's a she. Yeah, she's a her. So in her it's a her. So she's a she.
So the women are killing it then.
Women are killing it all over. I mean, seriously, they are crushing it. It's let you know. It says Far Sector, NK Jemison. Wayward Children won best series with Cheyenne McGuire. Never Say You Can't Survive, which is best related work, is by Charlie Jane Anderson. This was a women, I think, might have swept the awards this year.
It should. We need more women.
Yeah, they swept them.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see the nerds get mad about that.
Oh Lord, we're not going to talk about that.
They're gonna get mad, we think this is the woke agenda.
Yeah, the woke agenda. Hell, Elon Musk came out here talking shit, talking about Jay Token would be spinning in his grave because he made all of the men assholes, and the only person in the series that was brave was the womanly,
which is not true.
It's not true. We saw that. It's not true.
In the opening episode. You know what they let me know is that Elon Musk didn't watch the episode. So he's in the office. He's in the office talking about hitting on one of the women that work for him and getting her pregnant to make a baby because that's what he does. And so he said, "Yeah, like talking. I'm watching the talking show, and I'm gonna stop watching because they made all the men weak and all the women heroic."
Yeah.
And then he tweeted that dumb shit.
Yeah. So Neil Gaiman was like, why don't he worry about not buying Twitter?
Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to give Neil Gaiman an award. He is the best anti-racist on planet Earth. He got time for everyone. Neil Gaiman is the best anti-racist on planet Earth. Yeah, he's knocking down I want to say like how that guy's an idiot. Nah, he attacks racism. He attacks bigotry. He attacks sexism. He's like, I got time today. Every day, she wakes up and says,
Neil Gaiman
"I choose
chooses
violence."
Absolutely.
Every day, he chooses violence for it. I got some for all of y'all. He'll go in and pull up quotes from the work. No brown people, the Harfoots, the actual words from this man that
They're
wrote the
brown
books. The
skin,
Harfoots
right?
are
They're
brown
brown skin, yeah.
But y'all didn't have a problem. Y'all didn't have a problem when they put a little person in Game of Thrones, when the only thing they used to describe him is his eyes were mixed match. One brown and one black and one blue.
Man. And they didn't certainly his hair, man. Hey, they've been fucking up Cleopatra for like 100 years. Nobody complained. Nobody complained then.
Nobody complained then.
Man, y'all need to stop it. Y'all need to stop it out there.
They'll have you think Cleopatra and the pyramids were written in the same era. They were built in the same era. Like, no, she was way after that. Like 1,000 years after those things.
As a matter of fact, Egypt was on kind of the decline.
It was on the decline when she took over.
When she took over.
When the Greeks took over.
Yeah, the heyday of the pyramids were hundreds of years.
Yes. And the only reason the Greeks were able to get Egypt is because the Arab invasion was like, we're done with this place. We're done with this place.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man, they got to get it together. Again, y'all need to stop.
So Warner Brothers continues their DC chief search for Dan Lin talks breakdown. I thought they decided Dan Lin.
I thought he was already the appointed successor.
I thought he was the appointed successor. And apparently the negotiation phase, he dropped out. A number of reasons.
Want to know why? Because he's a POC. They talked about it. We called it out here. They said they had trouble with their executives of POCs. They laid off all the minorities or people of color at in the executive ranks, except for one person. One person.
This is the excuse they gave. We didn't want to be unfair because his commitments to two other companies, Ryback and the nonprofit Ryback Rise. Everybody y'all select at that level is on 15 different boards. Don't play me. Don't play me. Don't play me.
And if y'all really wanted them, y'all would have got them because y'all would have got them. They're wild to get. I mean,
it's sad. He's a person of color. They're like, people of color can only do one thing at a time. They can't do two things. They like Kevin Hart. They can't be funny and act at the same time. Or The Rock, be in a sincere movie and wrestle at the same time. We do multiple things at the same time.
As being a comedian in dramatic roles. We can all do the Regina Hall. She does comedy and drama seamlessly. It's plenty of people that can do multiple things. Steve Jobs ran two damn companies at the same time. You mean he can't be on the board and be an executive at Warner Brothers Discovery?
Man, we know what the problem is. They just want to say, hey, we already got one Asian at the top. We want to go with another one. Let me, man, I'm trying to tell you, I happily want to protest Warner Brothers at this point. If it wasn't for Harley Quinn,
I don't want to talk about them anymore because it's become redundant and they don't know what the hell they are doing. We talked about them. They are failing financially, culturally, logistically, and leadership-wise. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Like y'all announced it. First of all, we didn't know Dan Lin was in the runnings till Walter Hamada came out and said, hey, I'm leaving. We're gonna put Dan Lin in my place. The company say the guy that brought y'all Lego movie and Lego Batman. We're gonna put that guy in here. He's gonna be at the top of DC Films.
Racist was like, God damn, ain't gonna be on my watch.
Yeah, them racists was like,
gonna be on my watch.
Man, God damn it. You know what needs to happen?
What?
Neil Gaiman needs to write something on Twitter about it.
I'm pretty sure he has, man.
Oh man.
DC and Warner Brothers are so messed up, they let Sandman go to Netflix. Why is it not on HBO Max?
Because Neil Gaiman's like, we're gonna put some people of color in here, and they're like, oh no, we don't want it then. That's probably what happened. What happened.
Death is a black woman. Not on my watch. Warner Brothers Discovery, like, I don't want to talk about them anymore going forward.
There's two stories I want to get through before we get off the show.
Okay.
First of all, Jordan Peele animated collab with Coraline director drops a stunning first trailer. Did you see the trailer?
I have not.
Everyone's got demons. My demons have names, says troubled teenager Cat Elliott.
Have
Yes,
you seen the
voiced by Lyric Ross. What's
Have you
up?
seen the trailer?
The first teaser for Window and
Yeah,
Wild.
have you seen
Yes,
it? I haven't seen it.
yes,
Is it dope?
yes. It's dope. It
Mm,
is dope. It looks like a
okay,
see it film. Go check it out. Window and Wild. I
I'm look
mean,
I'm looking
yes.
at it on the screen here. It's an interesting animation style from
Yep. Yep.
Gander. I don't know. So okay, I'm
Yep.
definitely going to have to check that out.
Yep. I'm so excited about it.
Okay,
I'm
but
so
Jordan
excited
Peele's been
about it.
killing it, man.
I
Jordan
was like,
Peele.
Jordan Peele. Don't
Yeah.
worry, if he goes to Warner Brothers, they're gonna fire him.
Oh, no. We must protect Jordan Peele from Warner Brothers. We must. We must
Okay.
put a wall around him. Like, no, Satan, you will not breach these walls.
And I'm gonna go into my last story for the day.
Okay.
Maybe, potentially. Yeah, have you heard of Tencent? You know who Tencent is?
A little bit. So tell me, what is Tencent?
Tencent is a Chinese tech giant. They're a conglomerate, all tech companies. And what Tencent does that nobody else is willing to do is buy up companies that are on top. So Tencent decides to drop 300 million into Ubisoft.
Okay.
Ubisoft is a game publisher. They're not a game studio. They are a publisher. That means they own game studios. They are a privately owned publisher between some brothers and their mother. Their
Okay.
father
So
passed, left some money. The boys invested it into a video game studio and turned the company into a publisher. They're known for Assassin's Creed. That's
okay.
like their biggest title. Tencent comes along and says, you know what, you guys? We're just gonna give y'all $300 million, $297.2 million for 15%.
Right. Jesus.
Yep. So that's what they did.
What is this? I don't know. What
does this do?
Video
So it's another feather in Tencent's hat. And Tencent's done a lot of things, right? They own a lot of studios. They own part of Epic Games.
Okay.
Epic makes video games, but they're also the owner of Unreal Engine.
Okay.
So they like, hey, we own 30% of that. But we just talked about Arcane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tencent owns the studio that makes League of Legends. So therefore, they own Arcane.
They own Arcane. All right.
So they buy companies up and like, yo, we're just gonna buy these companies up that are winning. When they're winning, to let y'all know that we're winning.
Must be nice. That's all I can say, Phil.
And their stock is not that high. And their stock traded today like $40.
So the owners of it probably own a huge percentage of it. Then.
Yes.
That's what I would gather.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just dropping money into all of these companies and IP. So I'm pretty sure the people who are at the top that are making these decisions probably have a very firm grasp over the company.
Yes. So they say the company's value, the surplus market value of the company is $500 billion in 2018. They're probably in $1 trillion. They're in the $1 trillion as January 2021.
Okay.
So
Defunct says this is a further extension of a Chinese company to make profits on gaming, while the homeland stalls approval for developing and selling games in the mainland.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they're like, hey, we're going to buy another foreign company. So we'll have an installation base already and just make our money.
Okay. I mean, they got the money to do it, I guess.
They got the money to do it. They also do television, film, comics, music. They do all kinds of stuff. Like they have, like they're in there. They are in there. They own part of Discord. They own part of Roblox. They own Platinum Games, part of Platinum Games. They don't own part of Clay, Pocket Games. They own 84% of Supercell, which is like the mobile game publisher. They own part of the Sumo. They own the Sumo Group. They buy companies when they're at the top. They're like, hey, we're gonna get at the top. We're gonna buy you right now.
Yeah, so just a huge damn near $1 trillion conglomerate. They just invest in companies.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think we should end with that. Maybe one day Tencent and say, hey, we need a podcast company. Let's give Geekish Network $300 million. I'm pretty sure everybody that has a stake in Geekish Network would like that.
Yeah, let's put that out into the universe, fam.
Yeah. They're like, hey, these are people of color. They like us.
Yep.
They're just like us.
It's like us, yeah.
Let's help them out a
Vincent,
little
you
bit.
hear us? You hear us?
Here's 10 cents. Yeah.
We got another investment opportunity for you.
Yes. With that being said, that concludes our news for today. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you for Defunct for curating all the stories. Thank you, Rodney, for actually doing the technical production of this. Thank you, Digital Click, for always supporting us and getting stuff when we need it at the last minute, because we have a tendency to do that. Shout out to everybody of all the podcast shows, Pod Squadron and Bingeworthy. We look forward to seeing y'all later this week. We'll be back online tomorrow. And after tomorrow's show, what do we have, Randy?
We got Bingeworthy, man. So come back and check us out on Bingeworthy. We're reviewing I Am Groot.
Yes, I Am Groot. So you haven't watched it on Disney Plus, 5 episodes. They're 5 to 8 minutes long. We're going to talk about I Am Groot tomorrow.
Yeah, come back and check us out and hear how we think about I Am Groot, how we evaluate and rate it.
Yep. With that being said,
shouts out to the 30th anniversary of Batman the Animated Series.
Wow, 30th anniversary?
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's an adult too that's having babies.
Yeah. It's grown. Not like mature grown. It's grown.
It's grown where it's having health problems grown.
Exactly. It's got kids now.
Goodness. Woo! Woo! With that being said, thank you for coming out. Peace.
Peace.